Hello, my name is Bob Ham, Superintendent of Dover City Schools. All of us face uncertainties in our lives, but one thing is for certain: times change. The demand for new technologies and ways of learning emerge. Today, we are preparing students for a world changing at unparalleled speeds. This year, voters in the Dover City School District have an opportunity to decide how our young people will be prepared for the changing future for generations to come.
The Dover community is a community that supports its schools. It always has. And again, I'm a perfect example. That's why I am here. And it is an opportunity to raise our children in an environment like this. Not only me, but for the people who are watching this video, it's an opportunity for you to see that Dover City Schools has it under control. We know what we want to do for the future. But in order to get there, we do realize there's going to have to be some sacrifices made. Why don't we renovate this building? I just stop and look, to be honest with you, because how are we going to renovate a 95-year-old building, and where are we going to put the students, and what are we going to have when we're done? That concerns me. I recognize that this building is an important part of the community, but I also recognize that it's time to move on. And my fear is that if we do not receive this funding, if we pass this opportunity, there's going to come a day in the very near future when we're going to say, what were we thinking?
We have to think of something larger than ourselves, which is, the Dover City Schools, the community of Dover. And that's what we have to buy into, shared sacrifice. It's not bricks and mortar. What Dover has is not bricks and mortar, my goodness. It's the absolute relationship between teacher, student, parent, community, neighbors. There is something in Dover that this is a part of, sure, but it's not what defines it. What defines it is that sacrifice of moving beyond and looking to the future. There are 50 steps up to Dover High School band room from the curb. That is half the distance of the McKinney Monument in steps. So after a marching band performance, we're carrying up, after a football game, tubas and sousaphones 50 steps. Our special needs kids, and we have had several over the course of the years and more coming, that this is just not a friendly place for them. And it's just thoughtless. So the physical proximity of the buildings, their placement, we're not together. We can't share materials, we can't share thoughts, it's not collegial at all. We've outgrown all of our facilities. We really struggle to fit all 130 band students in this room with all of their instruments, percussion instruments, etc.
Hi, I'm Bill Ubel. I've been at the school here for going on 18 years, been a custodian days and nights. This is the boiler room right now. We have 3 boilers in there. 2 of them are down for maintenance. We got 1 working. Last winter, we only had 1 that worked most of the winter. So we were lucky that we didn't have any trouble. Whenever we have water leaks or, we have heavy rain and we get a lot of rain coming in classrooms, and then we got to come in the next day and clean the messes up. We have to, patch the ceilings, get people in to fix the ceilings. This is an area that was basically made for just getting to the elevator, but recent years we have no way of handicapped kids getting to the 5th Street wing. They have to come down the elevator, come up all the way this long hall in a narrow. We got yellow lines down the hall. We're actually storing stuff down here now because we're out of storage.
The part of the building we're in right now is the 1915 part of the building, otherwise known as the 5th Street wing. We're in the area right now that served as the boys' gym until 1960, and currently we use this part of the building for several classrooms. Currently we're in an art classroom. This classroom we use throughout the day, and it poses several difficulties for us, one of which is simply the environment, the smell, the lack of natural light in the classrooms down here. More seriously, we have issues and concerns with air quality, we have issues with mold. Sometimes we have issues with just getting students to these classrooms. Students go down dozens of stairs, flights of stairs to get to this particular wing. And when you have a student with a disability, a student on crutches, that can become very difficult for them to access education in this part of the building.
The Exceptional Needs Program is a school replacement program. Renovating existing buildings is off the table. So the OSFC has sent an assessment team to the district to evaluate the conditions here at Dover City. And given the list of schools that were evaluated, Dover City Schools was number one on that list to be replaced.
It's just like all of us in buying or building a house. We can finance this over 30 years. And what's great about that is it makes it more affordable. We can stretch the payments out for a longer period of time, make it more affordable for the taxpayers. And what's really unique about this time in our history is bond rates are so low. You know, everybody talks about this is a bad time to build. It is a bad economy. It's a tough time, but interest rates are extremely low. If we wait and pass up on this opportunity, the cost to build is going to be higher twofold. It's going to be higher construction costs because material costs, labor costs, everything else is going to go up. But more importantly, the interest rate's going to go up. The real key thing to me is that $9 million. You know, the state of Ohio has given away our taxpayer money to a lot of schools over the years. And the state of Ohio has come in and said, on this exceptional needs program, Dover, you're number one. If we renovate, we're looking at only about a savings of maybe $7 to $8 million from the cost of building something brand new. It's going to be $30.3 million based upon their higher schools commission's estimate of renovating it. And so the difference for a homeowner with a $100,000 home between new and used is like $4 a month.
A lot of times you look at the future and you say you can't afford things, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is a situation where it's something that you may think we can't afford it, but it's actually a situation where we really can't afford not to.
The school district evaluated a number of different sites. And I know we were brought in to evaluate 4 of those sites. And in terms of site size, in terms of accessibility off a main road, in terms of utilities, in terms of the potential development of that site, that the site that the school selected was the preferred site.
There was a lot of time and effort put into finding a site. First of all, there are not many sites in the Dover area. And second of all, the sites that there are, not many people are interested in selling. And I actually believe this to be the best site for Dover schools. The site in North Dover is surrounded by utilities. It is flat, easy to build on, very accessible. I'm working with people that come from out of town, and the first thing they want to know is, where are your schools? And they want to see new, innovative schools with air conditioning on one floor that are compatible with technology. I mean, kids are the most important thing to a family.
Strong communities develop strong schools, and in turn, strong schools build strong communities. For years, Dover City Schools have been consistently ranked among the top schools in the state of Ohio. And this fact is one of the first things I mentioned to business and industry leaders contemplating a move to or expansion in the city of Dover.
This is about our kids' future, not just mine, but all of our kids and grandkids' future.
Our son is a sophomore, so he won't even be able to experience the new school once it's finally built. But I still believe it's important. There's never a good time to give more money in taxes. Nobody ever wants to do that. However, we have a responsibility as citizens to make sure that our kids get the best education that they can get.
I had Miss McElvain my junior year of language arts, and we came in here on a winter day, and we walked in, we saw this new technology, which is a smart board, and we realized that it was damage from the leakage and from the rain coming in from the ceiling, and it damaged a lot of our technology.
I'm in Project Lead the Way, a pre-engineering school, and the rooms we have there are probably one of the more up-to-date rooms that we have. It has air conditioning first off, and it has technology, and it would feel nice to know that I could walk into any room and it would feel exactly like that.
We have buckets sitting around the room sometimes, catching the rain. Sometimes we will have to move desks out of the way so, you know, the students aren't getting wet. I would love my younger sister to get to be into a new school, and just the rest of the children that will be able to attend the new Dover High School.
My first heartstrings said it's not a good idea. I was against it. In fact, I called Carla Burney, the assistant superintendent, and said, this is going to be the first time I'm going to be voting against an important issue like a school, a local issue. And she said, well, come on out and find out some facts. And when I did, I realized that the future is actually right now, today. It's not the future, it's today. If you believe in people, you're going to believe in kids. And kids are the future, so you've got to believe in the positive.
I want Dover to compete with anyone around us, you know, and I really feel my kids, my own children and my students deserve the best. And when I see other schools in the area that are being built and other children having those opportunities, I think, you know, children in Dover need that same opportunity.
Tomorrow's learners really have a unique challenge in front of them. They're entering a global marketplace that we couldn't even have imagined a generation ago, let alone 100 years ago when this building was built. Students need to be learning in real time. That takes access to technology on a regular basis. They need to be able to learn in an environment that promotes collaboration, that allows classrooms to work together, not as isolated units lined up down a long, narrow hallway. Because that's what tomorrow's workplace is going to require. And that's where flexible spaces, that's where rooms that allow teachers to collaborate, to model that for students, greatly benefit. It's not just change the bricks and mortar and redesign what we currently have today. It's redesign the school so that we can deliver education differently.
In 1913, construction began on what we now know as Dover High School, the same year of the devastating flood that wiped out our canal economy. Yet citizens were preparing for the future. In the heart of the Great Depression in 1938, Dover residents approved matching funds for a PWA project to greatly expand the high school. Today's project is a commitment for the future, but your support honors the tradition of generations before us, those who looked to the future and invested in education. On Tuesday, November 8th, vote yes for our schools, our kids, our choice. Paid for by the Foundations for the Future Committee, Brenda Hurst, Treasurer.